Hey guys, welcome back to the Cycle of Life with TES podcast, where we say no to vices and yes to change from inside out. I'm your host Atiba Teslim, and on today's episode we will be uncovering the truth about perfectionism. Perfectionism, often masquerading as a virtue, has become a pervasive and insidious force in our society. We are constantly bombarded with messages telling us that we need to be better, achieve more, and strive for flawlessness. But beneath the surface of this seemingly innocuous pursuit lies a complex web of emotions, beliefs, and behaviors that can lead to devastating consequences. It's time to uncover the truth about perfectionism and confront the hidden dangers of this relentless quest for perfection. At its core, perfectionism is a coping mechanism, a defense against feelings of inadequacy, shame, and fear. We believe that if we can just achieve perfection, we'll finally be good enough, worthy of love and acceptance. But this belief is rooted in a lie. Perfection is an unattainable standard, a moving target that perpetually eludes us. The more we strive for it, the more we feel like failures, reinforcing the very feelings we're trying to escape. Perfectionism also fosters a culture of comparison and competition. We measure our worth by stacking ourselves up against others, constantly assessing who's better, smarter, or more successful. This toxic environment breeds anxiety, depression, and burnout, as we exhaust ourselves trying to outdo others and prove our worth. Moreover, perfectionism stifles creativity, innovation, and growth. When we're fixated on avoiding mistakes and achieving perfection, we're less likely to take risks, experiment, and learn from our failures. We become trapped in a cycle of self-doubt and fear, unable to embrace our imperfections and vulnerabilities. So, how can we break free from the shackles of perfectionism? First, we must recognize and challenge our perfectionistic tendencies. We must learn to embrace our imperfections, acknowledging that they are an inherent and beautiful part of the human experience. We must cultivate self-compassion, treating ourselves with kindness and understanding when we make mistakes. Second, we must redefine what success means to us. Instead of striving for an unattainable standard of perfection, we must focus on progress, growth, and learning. We must celebrate our achievements, no matter how small they may seem, and find joy in the journey, not just the destination. Letting go of perfectionism is a liberating journey that allows us to embrace our true selves and find freedom in imperfection. For so long, we've been conditioned to believe that perfection is the ultimate goal, that it's the only way to be worthy and loved. But the truth is, perfection is an unattainable standard that leads to a life of stress, anxiety, and burnout. When we let go of perfectionism, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities. We begin to see that our worth and value come not from our achievements or accomplishments, but from who we are as individuals. We start to embrace our quirks, our flaws, and our mistakes, and we learn to love ourselves just as we are. Letting go of perfectionism also allows us to develop a growth mindset, where we see challenges and failures as opportunities for growth and learning. We begin to take risks, to experiment, and to try new things, without the fear of not being perfect. We start to see that progress, not perfection, is the ultimate goal. Moreover, letting go frees us from the burden of comparison and competition. We stop comparing ourselves to others and start focusing on our own journey. We celebrate our own successes and learn from our own failures, without feeling the need to outdo others. In the end, letting go of perfectionism is a journey of self-discovery and self-acceptance. It's a journey that requires courage, vulnerability, and a willingness to embrace our imperfections. But the reward is a life of freedom, creativity, and joy, where we can be our true selves, without apology or pretension. Finally, we must create a culture that values authenticity, vulnerability, and imperfection. We must encourage others to share their struggles, their fears, and their doubts, and we must listen with empathy and understanding. We must create spaces where people feel safe to be themselves, without the burden of perfection. In conclusion, perfectionism is a dangerous illusion, a myth that promises happiness and fulfillment but delivers only shame, anxiety, and burnout. It's time to uncover the truth about perfectionism and embrace our imperfect, beautiful selves. Only then can we find true freedom, creativity, and joy in our lives. Thanks for listening to the Cycle of Life with TES podcast, where we say no to vices and yes to change from inside out.